I never realized how sad my shelves look after I got new ones. So like they look so empty. I'm trying to fill them up, okay? It takes time. Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming my TBR for October where I played Spookopoly, which is obviously created and hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books. And obviously I had to play. I was so excited. So I printed out a tiny little board and did some rolls. Last time I did 10 and I realized I couldn't do 10 this year because I ended up with 17 rolls that time. So I was thinking, okay, I need to lower the number a bit, made a poll on Patreon, ended up with 7 rolls there. So I rolled, just see how it goes. I have made my TBR, trying to think if there's other things I need to read. But you're gonna watch the first roll. Roll number 1. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Green. So for roll number 1, we ended on green, which is to read a book that is mostly green on the cover. And I forgot to say also that I tried to make like this TBR as like spooky, Halloweeny as possible. Doesn't mean that all of the books are horror books, etc. But in like the area of like thrillers, mysteries, etc. I don't usually tend to read just that for October, but this time I'm trying and already failing. But the green book I decided to read for this prompt is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is obviously not a scary book, but it is a mystery book. We follow Audrey, who basically inherits $1 billion from this super old rich dude that died, and she doesn't really understand why she's getting all this money, and the series is about her trying to figure out like why did she inherit this money. So it is kind of a mystery, and then she needs to live in the house of the dude to get this money for at least a year, where she lives with all his grandsons that are really hot, and it's kind of like a reverse harem situation. Very innocent, mostly focused on like their relationships, like the complicated relationships they had growing up, as well as this mystery. I absolutely loved the first book, didn't love the second one, but like I still enjoyed it, and I still haven't read the final because I was so disappointed by the second one compared to the first one. So I'm curious to see how the series will wrap up. I know that now there's coming another book in the series seeming to follow the brothers because it's called The Brothers Hawthorne. So I don't know how big of a role Audrey has in that. But yeah, this is at least like the finish of the trilogy, and I'm excited to see what happens in it and what answers we will get. So yeah, it is, as you see, mostly green. It's very green here and very green here. So I thought it fit for the prompt, and it's kind of like the one I had that was green, that is a mystery-ish. Then we're going to roll number 2. Roll number 2. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stabby. And for roll number 2, we ended on Stabby, which, according to Becca, is the bloodier side of the spooky season. True crime thrillers and grimdark fantasy would be a very well fit for this prompt, but also you could interpret it how you want. However, in October, I am pretty sure it is time to read Heroes by Joe Abercrombie, because August was the last book, and that was like a month, and this is a grimdark series. So I'm just like, I'm gonna read it anyway, so I just might as well put it on my TBR. I mean, it still fits within the theme of what I wanted to read. This one is the second standalone novel in the First Love world. Haven't really been enjoying the series at all. Cannot describe to you what it even is about. It's stuff happening, people like being stabbed. There is different wars and revenge and torture and stuff. But yeah, I am gonna keep reading them, and I'm gonna read it in October, so I got it on my TBR. And Becca said Grimdark, so I feel like I'm following the rules really, really well. Now we have roll number 3. Roll number 3. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh! 8, 9. Comfort something. It says crows plus ravens. Roll number 3, we landed on ravens and crows, which I had a trouble reading on outside of the board because I didn't want to block the camera. And that is basically, it says, beware these harbingers of death. Read a book with a bird or feathers on the cover, or type of bird in the title. Now, I managed to cough up Our Missing Heart by Celeste Ng. I still haven't read this because I was waiting for it to come in the right height to match my other books, and then I got it and never read it. But here we are. Celeste Ng writes kind of very good people and relationships between families, or like, I don't know, or marriage or siblings, etc. And just very, very complex and very, very good relationships that also rise as a mystery. Both of the 2 other books are written like mysteries. In the first one, a daughter has died and you're trying to figure out like how this happened. And then in the second one, there's this house that has burned down, and then we go back in time to see who really burned down this house. And it's like kind of mysteries, but it's just written so well. Like, this is some of the best character work that I have read, and I'm thinking that this is like in the same, like, I haven't like read a synopsis properly because I don't like to do that, but it's within the same like genre, so then it also fits really well for October. And as you can see, we have a feather and we have birds coming out of this feather, so what else fits better for this prompt? And also I think I would really, really like it. I've liked Celestine's book so much. So very excited to see what I think of this. Then we're going into roll number 4. Roll number 4. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. Hannibal Lecter. Roll number 4, we ended on Hannibal Lecter, which is, I like to read off this, okay? Avoid becoming Hannibal's next snack. Read a book with a body part in the title. For that, I am deciding to read Speaking Bones by Ken Liu. This is the 4th and final book, I think, in the Dandelion Dynasty series. And this is our buddy read pick on Patreon for like our read along. October is the time where we read the last book in the series. It is a chonker, but all of them have been kind of chonkers. But this one is actually over 1,000 pages long. But obviously it has bones in the title, which is a body part. Maybe not a part that you would chew that much on if you're Hannibal, because it's really bony. Still a body part though. I'm counting it. I need to read it anyway, and it's huge, and I'm a bit scared, but it's gonna be read. I didn't even explain what it's about. It's basically about this place where everyone fights of who's gonna control it. That's why it's called the Dandelion Dynasty, because it keeps changing, but also we're in this certain dynasty and then we are not, maybe we are. It's like, it's a bit confusing. I can't really explain that series either. Roll number 5. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Community shelf. I'm scared. I don't know what to put in here. I'm scared. What does it say? Ah, it says. Can you even see that? I don't actually know. Poirot Investigates by Agatha Christie. Yay! For roll number 5, we got Community Shelf, and we ended up with Poirot Investigates by Agatha Christie. This is the 3rd book in the series, but it's basically, I think, short stories. So it's not like one full case. I actually have no idea. But it says the 3rd one on Goodreads, and I'm just following that. And it's been a while since I started Poirot now. I read 1 and 2 and then I never continued. I have bought a lot of them, but I haven't actually continued with them. I'm excited to continue because I love that guy, okay? So I'm excited that it got picked. And I'm thinking I will read probably some more Poirot as well in the month, since it is October and all. It fits really well. And also, yay. Now we're going into roll number 6. Roll number 6. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Spooky. Roll number 6, we ended on spooky, which is anything that you would consider spooky. This can be a horror, a vampire book, or even something with an eerie cover. Again, up to interpretation. It mentioned vampires, and do you know what I need to read in October? It is The Guild of Stories by Javel Gomez. This one is the Facing Gates pick for October, and it follows a lesbian vampire who I think first is a slave in a plantation, then she escapes and joins this, like, I was gonna call it lesbian place. I don't think that's like the right word, but there's this group of people, and then it is her story over 200 years. I think, is it short stories or is it like one whole story? I don't know, because it says stories in the titles. I just assumed it was short stories. I'm excited to see what I think of it. And again, it fit really well for the prompts, so we are going. And now we are on roll number 7, which is the last roll, or roll number 7. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Dice roll page something, yeah? And it was the last roll, because I ended up with 0 doubles. Like, how? I don't understand. Is Is that possible? Apparently. But we ran it on Dice Roll Roulette. As you may or may not have noticed, I worked 1 square too little. I worked 7 squares, not 8, as I got on the dice. So what I really landed on was Black Cat, which is to read a book with cat on the cover, featuring cat as a character or part of the story. I couldn't remember anything, and I already picked like a book for the prom for the Dice Roulette thing, because that's where I thought I landed. But I didn't think Sandra has figured something out. So I am reading The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I haven't read this, but I heard good things. I'm excited to read more Neil Gaiman. It's no cat on this side, but there is a cat here. And then I just assumed that the cat is part of the story based on that alone. And also, like, it's kind of on the cover. So I'm counting it. I'm doing it. Is there anything about the cat on the back? But there is a cat drawing. That's all we need, right? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So now I have 7 books. I was planning, by the way, if I got doubles, I was gonna roll my own game, Tumbling Pandas. I was gonna, like, for every double I got, I was gonna do a roll for my game. But I didn't get to do that because I didn't get any doubles. So no Tumbling Pandas this month. No doubles. What do I do? Like, what do I do then? Well, I have at least 7 books I need to read, some very thick, but I have even more. For Patreon, on my highest tier now, you will get a book in the Gum Machine, which is basically any book you want me to read, and then I'm gonna pick it out every month. First month I'm doing it like on camera, but I did it for a readathon we had as well. Then everyone could put in a book, not just the highest tier, but this is like a monthly thing for the highest tier. And now I'm gonna pick one now. I already picked a couple obviously for the readathon, so when I've gone through the last few books that are in here, which is not that many, you cannot even see them, then people will be able to put in their new books again. And obviously if you join now, you will be able to put in your book at once. Either way, that's a lot of talking. Let's pick out a book. They like to jump, so I'm like scared. I'm also showing you very badly. This is like... It doesn't go out. I just need to shake it a bit. Can you just come? Oh, okay, we got one. See what it is. I can't even see myself. Can you see what that is? What does it say? Does it want to focus? The camera does not want to focus. It barely says Her Majesty's Royal Coven. You can seriously not see that, so I could literally just be saying bullshit, and you just have to take my word on it. This is recommended to me by Aslaug, my dearest Aslaug, and I'm gonna get the book. It's right over here. It's right here. I got it for the readathon. I didn't get to it, obviously, because else it wouldn't be in there. And I heard about this. I heard good things about it. I don't know how I will like it. I think it's like the place they go to. It's like the actual tax place in the UK, and it's like a double-sided, like they are also protecting the crown, but then also they're like their undercover place is the tax place in the UK. I think Becca told me this, or was it a dream? I don't know. But yeah, I heard good things about it, so I got it. I have been wanting to read it, so now I'm actually doing it. That's another book on my TBR. Now, what else do I need to read in October? I need to read By Any Other Name by Erin Cotter. This is a arc that is being released 10th of October, so will probably be like one of my first reads, unless I get to it in the end of September. I also need to read Nightbender by Jodie Meadows. I have the sequel in an arc, so that comes out in the beginning of November, so I need to read the first one to then review the sequel, which I will probably read again in the end of October, beginning of November. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook on that. I really want to read The Fragile Threads of Power by Rita Schwab, which came out in the end of September. Will not get to it that month, so I hope one of my copies will arrive in October so I can read it then, which I will probably then also count for the Buzz Waterthon. I doubt I will be able to get to Here Around the World in September, so I want to be able to get to it in October. Will I? Probably not, but it's in my thoughts. It depends if I decide to mood read or do a theme vlog. It all depends on different things. But yeah, I feel like there's something I've forgotten. I will read manga and all that good stuff in between my books, probably do manga night, etc. So there's more like I will read than this. I just don't know yet. But the TBR itself became small, and I'm sitting here like, I'm shocked. Because it was too easy. I feel like I did something wrong. But yeah, that was basically it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. You should see me soon in a new one. Leave a dice emoji down below if you have enjoyed this. And thank you so much for Becca for making the most fun readathon. And you should see me soon in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!